Hello everybody, back here with this informal upright beech, which if memory serves it was spring of last year I placed into this large seed tray, which is just over twice the size of an ordinary seed tray. I think you can see if I put my hand there that it's not an ordinary sized seed tray. You can also quite plainly see it has shot out quite a lot this spring and become quite shaggy. What are you doing, Cooper? You come to help? Yeah. First thing I want to do is remove the weeds, which are here in abundance. In fact, actually it might be easier to do some trimming first. Alright, can you actually see all of the tree? Sometimes that's better. There we go. See the apex. This needs some WD-40 as well. Okay, so yeah, definitely the new growth is definitely in need of a trim. So just going to follow each branch back until I can actually find the trunk. There it is. And I'm going to take it back to a leaf joint. Never go back beyond a leaf or a bud on a branch of a beech. They will not easily back bud. If you do a hard trunk chop, you will often get adventitious buds, but for some reason if you cut a branch back beyond a bud, that branch will usually die back to the trunk. Probably some botanical reason for that, which I won't pretend I understand. And I guess at the end of the day, I don't really need to understand that. I just need to know that that's what is likely to happen. So I'm gonna keep trimming. I actually begin to see the trunk. You can see I had some wire scars here which are beginning to fade, but they're going to be there for a number of years, I would imagine. I don't know why this was a weeping beech. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a weeping beech. But it's definitely weeping. But I'm just going to continue cutting these branches back, trying to get some form of structure. Again, as you can see, I've got branches heading back in. I'm going to cut them to a bud facing out. And where I have branches that haven't extended as much, those I'm going to leave, so that now that they have a chance to catch up a little bit, then they will get cut back in a similar way. And let me give this a bit of a turn for you. It has in fact grown out considerably from the last year. Still have very little growth in this area, which I would like at some point. Can't force a tree to bud where a tree doesn't want the bud, but I'm hoping I keep cutting it back relatively hard, then it may back bud in that area. It's not an insurmountable problem. but I think the tree would be improved considerably. I don't know how well that's showing up, but I have, for example, a bud that's burst on the trunk just there, and I don't particularly want a branch there, but it shows it will bud onto old wood. I'm going to actually remove most of that for now, and I may come back and remove all of it. Anyway, here we go, cutting these branches back. Already they're noticeably less droopy. And I'm beginning to get a little bit of ramification on this branch. I'm going to cut it right back to there, and then to there. And that one to there. Okay, as always, I'm vaguely pruning it back into a kind of a triangle shape, I guess. I think I'm going to have to turn this tree on the bench so that this portion gets more light, and hope that that will induce some extra budding as well. As I'm cutting it back, I'm beginning to see that I may need to do some work on the apex at some point. You can also see that there's a guy wire in there that I'd actually forgotten about, pulling this branch down somewhat. So maybe once I've trimmed it back a little bit, I can have a look and see what is happening with that. I'm just going to keep going around, keep cutting away. Hopefully this tree will then think a deer has been at it or some such, and throw me out some secondary shoots. It may be that when some of these shoots shoot, that I will wire them into position next autumn. I can see I have some wire from last autumn still in place that I'm going to need to remove. And definitely I need to turn this tree from where it's currently been sitting. This is the back of the tree, and for depth I definitely need something in this area, but I can tell a lot of these shoots have been trying to grow to the front where the tree has been getting most of the light. So yes, it's going to have to be repositioned on the bench. And I hope then that the light hitting this part may trigger some buds, especially as I am going to cut the top. I am going to do a small trunk chop, as it were. Not a proper trunk chop as such, but it's a kind of a trunk chop. So you can see all of these branches have been growing to the front of the bench. So yeah, not good on my part. Tree needs to be turned regularly so that it gets light equally. Other than that, I'm very pleased with the way this tree has responded to being in this larger pot. It has grown very well. Coming to join us, are you, Coops? You an opinion? What is your opinion on the subject? You don't know. I think Cooper's opinion is I should stop messing about with that silly camera, those silly trees that he's not allowed to chew, even though sometimes they look like sticks, and go play with him. Is that right, Cooper-Doo? Is that what you think? You got a word for the camera? No? No words for the camera today? Okay, fair enough. Let me get on and then I'll come play. Come round quickly to the front. There's a long shoot there I missed. And I'll take that back to there. And now I want to look at dealing with that top. I could see what I was do better from the front, from the back, so I'm going to turn it around again. And I'm actually going to cut back that entire section and have this as the new apex. Now hopefully again that might induce some back budding down here. Cooper-Doodle, he knows back. Let me just start by moving it to there and then having a look. And back you go. Continue weeding whilst we do. I think if I I am going to take it right back to that point and allow that to become the new leader. I'm happier with that. As I say, I'm going to place it on the bench with the backside facing the sun, as it were. Right, so all that remains now is to remove some of the wire, although it's not cutting in, so no, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to have to keep a close eye on it, but I'm going to leave it. So let's remove a few more weeds. Okay, give it a bit of a spin on the knob turntable. Sooner or later there's a nasty scar there. But again, that's at the back, so I'm not too concerned. Yeah, I'm going to sit this on the bench with this side facing the sun. and we will see what we see. I'm also going to shorten this top branch to there. Okay, that's all. So thank you for watching.